The easiest way to spot a real flagship isn't the camera bump. It's what happens after a long day. When your battery is still chilling at 40%, your phone isn't hot, your photos still look insane at night, and your screen is bright enough to fight the sun. That's when you know a phone is built different. And the OPPO Find X9 Pro is one of those rare devices that doesn't just win on one feature, it tries to win on everything. Battery life, cameras, display, performance, and even the little things like haptics. So, in this review, I'll break down what the Find X9 Pro gets very right, what you need to know before buying, and whether it's actually worth flagship money in 2026. If you enjoy honest, detailed phone reviews like this, subscribe to the channel because we cover what matters in real life, not just spec sheets. Design and build. OPPO went for a more luxury minimal vibe this time. The Find X9 Pro comes in finishes like titanium charcoal and silk white, and it's built to feel premium in the hand. It's also surprisingly slim for what it's packing, about 8.25 millimeters thick and around 224 grams. That matters because this phone is carrying a monster battery, yet it doesn't feel like a brick. Durability is another strong point. You're getting serious water and dust resistance, IP66, IP68, and IP69 ratings, which is basically OPPO telling you, yeah, don't stress it. And ergonomics? Reviews note OPPO did a good job with weight balance, so it doesn't feel top-heavy even with that big camera setup. Display. On the front is a 6.78-inch AMOLED with 2772 by 1272 resolution and a 120 Hz refresh rate. It's the kind of panel that immediately looks flagship, sharp, smooth, and punchy without looking cartoonish. One of the biggest upgrades is immersion. Super thin bezels. Android Central mentions 1.15mm borders, so content looks like it's floating. Brightness is also a big deal here. OPPO lists strong typical brightness and high brightness figures, and reviewers mention it can hit up to 3,600 nits outdoors, which is the kind of number you actually feel when using your phone outside in harsh sunlight. And yes, Dolby Vision is in the mix, so streaming content looks properly premium. Performance. This is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 9500, and this chip has been getting real respect in flagship circles. What you feel day to day is simple. Apps open instantly, heavy games run smoothly, and the phone doesn't behave like a mini heater when you push it. Android Central specifically calls out how it handles demanding workloads well and avoids overheating compared to typical flagship stress. So, whether you're a gamer, content creator, or just someone who keeps 20 apps open, this phone is built for that lifestyle. RAM and storage. In many regions, the Find X9 Pro comes in a single no excuses configuration, 16GB RAM plus 512GB storage, using LPDDR5X and UFS 4.1. Translation? Multitasking is effortless, storage is fast, and you don't have to play that annoying game of which variant should I buy. No micro SD expansion though, so 512GB is what you live with. Software and experience. Out of the box, you're looking at ColorOS 16 based on Android 16. And ColorOS has matured a lot. The UI is smoother, the animations feel more polished, and you get loads of customization if you like tweaking your phone to match your vibe. There's also a noticeable push into AI features and productivity tools. OPPO's positioning here is basically, this isn't just a phone, it's your daily assistant. One important note from reviewers, OPPO's software experience is strong, but if you're the type who wants the absolute fastest update schedule, that's something to consider. Cameras. This is where the Find X9 Pro starts acting like it has something to prove. Main, ultra-wide, and telephoto. You get a 50-megapixel main, a 50-megapixel ultra-wide, and the headline feature, a 200-megapixel Hasselblad branded telephoto with 3 times optical zoom. That 200-megapixel telephoto isn't just for marketing zoom. Reviews highlight that it produces genuinely strong results, especially at realistic zoom levels and portraits, where detail and subject separation really matter. And if you're into wild camera tech, there's even an optional teleconverter kit in the wider coverage, basically turning your phone into something that looks like it wants to be a camera on purpose. Video. Video specs are seriously stacked. OPPO promotes 4K at 120 frames per second with Dolby Vision, and Android Central notes 4K 120 Dolby Vision is supported on main and tele lenses with 4K 60 across lenses. So yes, this is a phone you can confidently use for content creation, events, travel clips, and social media without feeling like you need a real camera for everything. Battery and charging. Let's be blunt, this battery is borderline unfair. You get a 7,500 mAh silicon carbon battery, and that's the kind of capacity that changes how you use your phone. The Verge straight up frames it as a 2-day battery confidence, even with heavy usage. Android Central also reports routinely getting 2 days between charges, with endurance strong enough for long travel days. Charging is equally flagship, 80 watts wired and 50 watts wireless. A cool detail, even if you don't use OPPO's proprietary charger, The Verge notes it can still hit 55 watts over USB PD, which is great if you already have quality chargers at home. One thing to watch though, some regions may not include the charger in the box, so check your local retail listing. Audio and haptics. Haptics matter more than people admit because they shape how premium a phone feels every single day. And according to Android Central, OPPO upgraded the vibration motto here. Strong, refined haptic feedback, even compared favorably against other flagships. For audio, you're on modern flagship rules. No traditional headphone jack. OPPO lists audio through USB-C, meaning digital headphones are supported, not analog. Wireless audio is clearly a priority too, with Bluetooth 6.0 and support for popular high-quality codecs like LDAC and LHDC listed in OPPO specs. Network and connectivity. Connectivity is absolutely stacked. Dual SIM plus eSIM support, great for travel. Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6.0, NFC. In plain terms, it's future-ready. And it's built for people who actually move around. Different networks, hotspots, travel SIMs, all of that. Price in India. In India, the OPPO Find X9 Pro is sold in a single 16GB plus 512GB variant, priced at 109,999 rupees. That's premium pricing, no sugarcoating it. So the real question becomes, does it deliver premium value? Verdict. The OPPO Find X9 Pro is one of those phones that feels like OPPO sat down and said, let's remove the weak points. You're getting a flagship display with serious brightness and immersion, top-tier performance from the Dimensity 9500, a camera system that's genuinely competing at the top, especially that 200-megapixel telephoto, and battery life that changes your daily routine because 2-day power is a different lifestyle. So, who is it for? If you want a do-it-all Android flagship where battery life and cameras are a priority, the Find X9 Pro is an easy recommendation. Who should hesitate? If your number one priority is the fastest software update in the industry, or you want a cheaper flagship experience, then you'll want to compare alternatives before spending 109,999 rupees. If you enjoyed this review, subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next drop. This channel will keep you ahead of the tech wave.